Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This time we're going to be taking a look at the recent trailer that dropped for Star Wars Tales of the Underworld, the latest installment in the Star Wars Tales animated series, coming out on Disney Plus May 4th. And the first thing to note is this is the third installment of the Star Wars Tales series. We've previously gotten Tales of the Jedi and then Tales of the Empire. This time, we're taking a look at the stories of Cad Bane and Asajj Ventress, and adding a little more depth to their backstories and exploring their characters with some new, never before seen stories from different points in their timeline. Now, I am excited for these because the Star Wars animated series have traditionally been pretty good to amazing at times. Tales of the Jedi was one of the best creations to come from the Disney Plus era of Star Wars, with the story of the young Count Dooku and some more Ahsoka stories, which were good for what they were, but they really nailed the characterization of the young Dooku, and those stories were pretty great. But it is worth noting that I would be a lot more excited for this if not for what we got with Tales of the Empire, which I'll be honest, I personally wasn't a great fan of. I thought we waited a long time for the story of Barriss Safi, and her story felt very rushed, and just the payoff for the long time we waited to see that character again just really wasn't there. The Morgan Elsbeth ones were cool, although I'm not sure that's a character that a lot of people really wanted to see more of, but Underworld has some potential. I do think the choices are interesting. How they went with Asajj Ventress, which explains her cameo appearance in the Bad Batch, kind of setting her up to have this arc that they're going to tell in Tales of the Underworld. And hopefully, we do get some type of confirmation as to how she survived the events of the Dark Disciple novel. For those that don't know, she was actually killed off in the finale of that novel. Bad Batch kind of brought her back in a later point in the timeline. The creators have said that there will be an explanation made for how she was able to come back. Hopefully, that's something we get to see in the series. We see that her stories may involve her protecting a Jedi youngling, facing off with an Inquisitor. They love throwing these random Inquisitors in the Star Wars Tales series, which I think is kind of funny. We got to see Ahsoka face off with one in Tales of the Jedi, and then the Barriss storyline in Tales of the Empire. So Asajj's story does have potential to be interesting, depending on how much of Dark Disciple they touch upon, and just the direction they want to send the character. Now, as for Cad Bane, I'm not really sure we wanted necessarily to see his origin story or his background, but he is a really good character, one of the coolest characters to come from the Clone Wars. So I think there's potential for it to be a good story. Although I'm surprised they didn't go with a Boba Fett element when you're making an Underworld show. There's still a lot of gaps in Boba's story, from his transition from being a kid to being obviously the adult Boba Fett that we see in the Mandalorian time frame. But hopefully it's pretty good, and who knows, we may get some surprise cameo appearances. Overall, I'm decently excited for it. It's intriguing, and I'll definitely be checking it out. Hopefully, they continue the Tales series and kind of get back to that really sweet spot that they were hitting with the original Tales of the Jedi, and keep making this a May 4th tradition that we can look forward to, and just keeping the spirit of the Lucasfilm animation alive. But yeah, so I'm excited for it. We'll definitely be doing a review of that on the channel when it comes out. But that's going to be all I got for this video. I appreciate you watching. If you're a fan, please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our videos. We talk about a lot of different Star Wars content over here. And as always, may the Force be with you. Now let's blow up that like button and go home.